Welcome back, everyone. The clergy and staff have been busy making preparations.
We're so excited to welcome you back as our in-person worship resumes this Sunday, September 13th at 9 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. When the staff got together last week, I drew the short straw, and so it's my job to give you the new rules, our COVID-19 protocols here at Christ Church Bronxville. The most important, of course, is that we must wear our face coverings at all times, no exceptions, or at least no exceptions except when I'm giving you all the rest of the rules. Rule number 2, we want to make sure that our hands are washed. We have sanitizing stations inside the church, and we ask that you stop there and sanitize your hands on your way into the church. Of course, we're going to maintain 6 feet distance at all times. Your seating in the church will be 6 feet distant, but also even on the sidewalk outside, we've marked places 6 feet away, and those markings continue inside the church as you check in with the ushers, who will take you group by group or person by person to the individual seat that you signed up for at ccbny.org through our Eventbrite link. If you are showing any symptoms of COVID-19, we ask that you not come to church. If you travel to one of those many states that New York State says deserves a 14-day quarantine, we ask that you do not come to church. And when you do come to church, we ask that you get here early, that you line up carefully, that we maintain all of the rules that I've just gone through so that we can get you safely seated and start our worship on time for those who are present, but also for those who are joining us through the live streaming. And one last thing. This is a tough one. We're going back to 1925, 1926 rules of church, which means that we're pretending we have no public restrooms. So please, go before you come to church, because you won't be able to go when you get here. As you can imagine, we get a lot of questions about what church is going to look like, how it's going to feel, what type of worship will we have, and our promise to you is that we are carefully considering how to make this feel like Christ Church, how to make it feel like family come together again to worship the way that we worship. So we'll have readers. Sometimes they'll be at the lectern doing the readings as you normally expect. Sometimes they'll be on big TV monitors because we want to show that we have lots of people who can't be with us right now. And one of the biggest questions that we get is about music. And Philip has all the answers.
So unfortunately, we can't have a full choir, but what we can have is 4 staff singers who are 12 feet apart.
The other big question that we get is about Holy Communion. Our 9 a.m. service, which is really geared towards children and designed to be sort of short, age-appropriate, wonderfully friendly, evoking the great stories of the Bible, will only have communion at this time once a month. Our 10:30 a.m. service, which is sort of more like Christ Church regular, will have Holy Communion every week. What we will be able to do is to receive communion in one kind only. We'll receive the bread. And of course, this flies in the face of a big Protestant Reformation and lots of changes in the history of the church, but we understand that at this time, this is the best way forward. The great news is, because we don't have pews and we've been able to space out the chairs just so, we will bring communion to you where you are. When you go to ccbny.org and our Eventbrite link to pick your seats for a Sunday service, know that you're going to have some choices. One of the things that you'll recognize is that there are 4 sections. Each section is made of 7 rows, and each row has 5 seats. You don't have to remember any of that. What you do need to know is that if you're a family group of 2 or more, we want you to pick those seats in the row and know that that row will be closed off. So here we have the Harold Rodriguez Bird family. They've been quarantined together since March. They're one family group, they're one quarantine group, and they're taking up the whole row. Over here we have Philip and Ellis, who we're pretending we're not quarantined together. They're 2 single individuals who have come to church. Philip has reserved seat number 5 in this row, and 6 feet away from him is Ellis in row 1. If you're a single individual, we would like you to try to fill in those 1s and 5s as we move along. And over here is Mother Brown. Mother Brown and I are a couple, because everybody calls me Father Brown or her Mother Bird. And because we're a couple, we can sit here, Or we could book the seats over here. It doesn't matter because there are 2 of us and nobody else can be 6 feet apart in this row. So this row is done, signed, sealed, and delivered. It's been a long 6 months, and we are so excited to have reached this point in time. We miss you. We love you. Welcome